Okay, so I'm new to law enforcement. So when
Welcome.
thank you. When I go and pull a vehicle over, when do I know that I have enough probable cause to search the vehicle?
All right, what state are you in, Kyle?
South Dakota.
Oh, nice. I'm going to South Dakota next week.
Oh,
Man, where am I going? Hold on. I mean, it might be North Dakota because I mixed you guys up a little bit. Just I'm not trying to stereotype, but you seem, Hold on, let's see. Where am I going to be next? I'm going to be in South Dakota in Pierre, Rick. Yeah, I'm going to be in Pierre, South Dakota. You should come to the class. I'm going to be there all week. All right.
it's about 5.5 hours away from me. So
Hey, South Dakota, it's around the block.
Yeah, and he's worth it.
Hey, at least Kyle, at least you'll see another human beings. You know what I'm saying? And actually do some fist bump with a human being. That's like a cow and stuff. All right. What you got?
That's
What you got, Mike?
age-old question, my friend Kyle. Welcome to policing. So I'll just start off with this. So you're asking, how do I know? How do I know when I have probable cause? Right. Well, we like to talk about totality of the circumstance. What all factors? What circumstances? What things do you have going on in your stop that when we talk about probable cause, it's not a hugely high burden, but it's a fair probability. Is kind of the burden you have to meet. So, and it comes down to you convincing the prosecutor, you convincing a judge that based on what I know at the time, these facts, these circumstances, there's a fair probability that there's evidence inside this car, and you're going to justify and give us a nexus to why you believe what's inside that car. And there's some other factors as far as the automobile exception, but we're just kind of keying in on probable cause right now. Is kind of where you got to just use the word because, my friend, it'll take you a long way.
And what Mike means by the word because, and it's a great piece of advice, is that, hey, look, I believe that there's contraband in this vehicle, right? Because, like, give us reasons why, right? It is the most important word. Like, why do you believe this? Like, why do you believe, Kyle, that there actually is marijuana in that vehicle? And the way that I look at it is, first of all, probable cause, right? It's just a fair probability that there's evidence inside that car, right? Because you're talking about mainly the car, right?
correct. Yes.
But can I give you something very arbitrary? And I'm telling you, it's arbitrary, but it's one of the most useful things that Mike and I teach. And it's the rule of five. It's the rule of five. And that's it's a branch off of the word because, but can you it gives a lot of newer officers, especially, a little framework here. Like, you want to search that car. Tell me 5 reasons why you think that there's evidence in that car. Is that arbitrary? Absolutely. Maybe you have one reason. Maybe you walk up to the car and there's a Bank of America friggin' bag in there with the red, with the blue ink on it because it exploded. And you're like, dude, this guy committed a bank robbery, right? But oftentimes, my friends, as you know, Kyle, working in law, starting in law enforcement, it's not that clear cut, is it? A lot of things are called inferences. And inferences are things that just you believe that they're indicative of criminal activity, right? People for example, travel plans that don't make any sense, right? There was a guy who went to Disneyland during COVID. Well, Disneyland was closed down, and he told the cop, "I'm going to Disneyland to take my kids, to go on vacation." And the cop was like, he's going like across country, right? But he's like, Disneyland is closed. Oh, really? Oh man, I didn't know that. Like, that's obviously an indicator of criminal activity. Like, people would know.
I've seen that movie.
It's Wally World. It's Wally World.
Right? Yeah, look,
he's gonna break into it. Yeah, he was Christmas Vacation. He's no Chevy Chase. So, so here's the deal, right? He's like, even Shane said Wally World.
Yeah.
So, Kyle, it's hard to pinpoint, when you have probable cause exactly in every situation. But the main thing is, try to give me 5 reasons about why you think there's evidence in that car. But ultimately, the rule is this: would a judge, in retrospect, believe that there was evidence in that car? And if the judge thinks that there is, then you win. If the judge says, you know what, I don't think that there was evidence in that car, then I guess you lose. But that's, I guess, does that help a little bit at least?
Yeah. Yep. That kind of clears up the gray area that I was.
Yeah. I'd say, Kyle, too, think about trying to convince the most pure of heart, innocent person you've ever met. Try to think about convincing them to believe that the same evidence would be inside that car. It'll make you kind of to explain yourself.
Hey,
okay.
Kyle, one more thing. So I have a class on demand. Okay. Since you cannot make my in-person class in Pierre, I have a class called Advanced Traffic Stops where we actually talk about a lot of this stuff. If normally we charge what, Rick, $200 for that class, whatever it is. Can I give you that class for free? Would you be interested in taking that class online?
Yes, yeah, I definitely would.
All right, you got it, man. So Kyle, do me a favor, email richard@bluetogold.com and say, hey, I'm the guy that Anthony gave the free class to, and we'll get you signed up.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, absolutely, man.
Take care, Kyle.
You too.